All right. Let it snow. Let it snow. Let us know. Let it know. All right. 3. Did you get that, you asshole?
Yeah.
I'm Lyriq, singer, songwriter, producer, director, actor, blah, blah, blah. Play over 8 instruments, artist, developer, vocal trainer, everything. I did write the song melody for Ray J. Of course, worked with Ray Brand. Shout out to Brandy. Whitney Houston too. Rest in peace. T Grizzly, PZ Payroll, a lot of different people. Engineered plenty of people on the engineer side, like Cash Doll, Vezo, Beanie Siegel, you name it. Been in the industry probably about 25 years or so. I think it's closer to 27. Telling my age a little bit, but yeah, yep.
Yeah. Hey, so I did take a listen to some of your older songs that's out, you know what I'm saying? Selfie. I saw you do a
Yeah,
promo video for that, but I
yeah,
couldn't find that release
yeah. I
date.
never released it.
Man,
I never released
that
it.
was one of my favorites. I ain't gonna lie to you. One of the ones that I'm like,
She just sent me a picture of that body, telling me it's ready, telling me it's ready, telling me she want me to be hers, even going steady, even going steady. But that might have to change if she keep on touching on me. Got to change if she keep on kissing on me. I might have to wipe her if she keep on doing me that way.
And I did that beat too.
Hey,
Yeah,
you did?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Why you ain't release it?
You know what was crazy about that one? I had an idea with that one to where I was gonna leave the second verse open on purpose, and everywhere I went to go perform it, I would pull like one of the dope artists in that area on the stage and just had them like freestyle the second verse, and it
Hey,
just
that's dope.
didn't materialize the way I wanted to. So I'm probably one of these days I'm gonna just finish it and then put it out. That song was crazy.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a hit. And even today, man, that song could go for real.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Yeah, oh yeah. So I did I overheard you say, you know, you work with some pretty big names, you know,
Yeah.
Ray J, Whitney,
Yeah.
you know, you gave a shout out to Brandy, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. I'm 2 times gold.
2 times gold.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Hey, congratulations on that. Hey, why they don't know you?
Oh,
Like,
they do know.
no,
Ray J was in the
I'm
town.
saying
Oh, you talking about out there like
out
that?
there,
Yeah.
like what was the barrier from you
So
and like
so what's crazy is a lot of my accolades came behind the scene. I was singer songwriter. You know what I'm saying? I was the producer. So I it you know, each situation is different. If you look up the credits to Melody, you'll see my name on it. You know. You look at the credits of Satish by T Grizzly.
You think they came for her? Man, you know they came for me. They took my heart and my brains. Niggas know that I can't think.
And Mr. Officer by T Grizzly, you see my credits. So many times songs will get put in a pool. They'll actually get recorded by the artists as well. Like the song I got called Silence that I wrote for Brandy, it got her vocals on it. It never made it out. It was supposed to be on the Aphrodisiac album. And we got beat out by Timberland. Timberland and his writer, Walter. So it was politics. At that time, me and Detail was young in the game. So they went with the vets. And, you know, that was that. And then, you know, the song with Whitney and Ray, only 2 people on the planet that I know of got that song. And that's me and Ray J.
Oh wow.
And for various different reasons that never came out. But, you know, it's like a honor system in this game. You can't just release stuff.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
I'd be in some hot water with the likes of Clyde Davis and tons of other people if I was to leak that record. So,
man, hey,
you know,
we already seeing what's going on
Yeah.
with P. Diddy. So
oh
we
yeah.
you don't want to be on Clyde's back.
Clive is somebody who feathers you don't ruffle.
Yeah.
That's just what that is. Yeah.
So, how long you been doing music for, man? Tell me about your musical background. Like,
So I've been singing ever since I was 2, but the first time I ever stepped in the studio was '97. I started off in a gospel group. You know, I'm a PK preacher's kid. You know, shout out to Pops. So I came up in the church, So a lot of my musical background from different multiple artists and genres like within the gospel field. I started off with that.
What church you go to?
Well, it was Abundant Life Christian Center is the home church. That actually, that first service, maybe 27, 28 years ago, however old it is now,
Okay.
happened in my den, my family house when I
Hey,
was
that's what's
12.
up.
So
So
I,
it started out as a small church
yeah,
and then
yep,
grew. Oh
yep,
yeah,
we up
that's
went
what's
from the
up.
den to 8 Mile of Shaner to 8240 Grand River, and now it's in Redford.
Okay, you from the east or the west?
So that's an interesting thing. I'm a West Side guy, right? I grew up 8 Mile Schaefer area, so I'm a West Sider. But I used to always wonder why I would wind up with East Side women. I always like, it's crazy. But then when I trace it back to my roots, my dad actually grew up on Seminole.
Okay.
So technically, I'm an East Sider because he grew up on the East Side.
Yeah.
So East Side man and mama from down south.
Oh, okay.
So
I was gonna ask where your mama from.
yeah, Arkansas.
What, Arkansas?
Yeah, Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah, Pine Bluff, Arizona, too.
Okay, you
Yeah,
ever
Phoenix.
visit your family
Yeah,
down there?
yep.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
that's what's
yep.
up.
Some of them
That's what's
deceased,
up.
but I've been down there.
Yeah,
quite a few times. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, speaking of traveling, man, I peeped your video from a while back, Human Nature. You
Yeah.
said that was shot out the state too.
Yeah. That was shot in San Juan Capistrano and Laguna Beach.
Ooh.
The opening scene was definitely on Laguna Beach, off the ocean, and then it was a big mansion out in big mansion in the mountains in San Juan Capistrano, California. So yeah.
Okay. Who came up
yeah.
with that? Like, how you end up out there, man?
Me and my manager at the time, Safred Mitchell, shout out to Safred. Yeah, we concepted it, came up with the whole vibe, and yeah, he kind of like helped me put it together, and it was a great experience. I actually, what's crazy is, like I said, most of my experience was in the background, so it's literally only 2 music videos out there on me as an artist, believe it or not.
Oh wow.
And one of them was a feature. So,
oh, wow.
but I got so much music now, and I'm slated to do a whole bunch of different music videos. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna do one for Soul Snatcher. I'm gonna do one for 1,000 Years. I'm gonna do one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one for Pieces. I'm doing one for Rookie and the Vet, which isn't released yet. That's one where I'm rapping and singing also. Yeah.
Yeah. I peeped out. I actually listened to a lot of the songs you got out. I peeped out Candy. I saw you got a song with Pocket.
Yeah.
I met Pocket. He seemed like a cool dude,
Yeah.
Yeah. What was
Pocket,
it? Who's
Pocket, Jugga.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was your favorite artist to work with?
Anybody who is serious about their craft.
I mean, you say anybody. If you had to,
because see, what I'm saying is, like, I can't quantify it to a favorite just based on name. You could say who is the biggest. You could say who would I want to, but no pun intended. I enjoy working with Balada the Bear just as much as I enjoy working with a Ray J or working with a T Grizzly or work, because it's not name specific. Like when you see somebody that's talented and hungry, I was an artist developer first. Like I was the Tierra Marie. I had Tierra Marie from age 15 to 17, and I developed her. Okay. When I got done with her, Jay-Z signed her. Okay. So I'm real good at being able to pull out what's inside of an artist that they don't even know is there. So I enjoy the artist development side of it almost as much as I enjoy actually performing. You put me in front of a piano, I don't care where I'm at, middle of the ocean, I'm gonna play it. And I can't walk past a piano without playing that mug. That's one of my main instruments.
You say you did artist development for Tierra Marie.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Like, man.
So what's crazy is around that time I didn't have my own studio. I was just, an aspiring. Now me and Detail was working with almost everybody around the area. Detail is the one that wrote Drunken Love. Shout out to D. Sarah Stokes from the band before she got with Diddy. Robert Curry before he got with Day 26, and before he got with Diddy. 7 Mile. They were signed to Mariah Carey through Tommy Mottola and all that. I worked with a bunch of them, and I came across paths with Mike Litt, Jewish guy, very very super dope manager cat. And at the time, Mike Litt was managing Helluva,
Okay.
and he had just got Tierra Marie when she was about 14, and obviously Helluva was on the hip hop side, so he was doing Made West, he was doing Al Nuke, he was doing all them back in the day, but his focus wasn't R&B, and she was a singer. So when he got a hold of me, he was like, "Look, we ain't got the money to pay you, but we got the studio, and I'll give you a key to the studio. You can come record whoever you want to your clients or whatever. I just need you to develop my artists." And it was like, bet. And so that's actually how I got into engineering, because I was just a songwriter by trade. And he brought me in the studio one day and was like, "All right, Jaime, Jaime, look, I'm tired. I'm tired of running these sessions. Have you ever recorded before?" I was like, "No." Detail never really showed me how to work the equipment. Yeah. He was like, "Okay, this is how you record. This is how you start. This is how you start. This is how you rewind. Okay, you got it?" I said, "Yeah, I think so." And he said, "All right, bet." And he left me with her. So here it is. I ain't had no choice but to learn.
Yeah.
Because he was
what
like
you
one of
start
them.
out with? Pro Tools?
No, it was Pro Tools. Yeah,
Pro Tools,
he kicked me in the pool.
Oh yeah.
And I swam instead of drowning. And here I am, all these years later. That was like 2002 or 3, something like that, right before Tierra got signed.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how.
Yeah, so I know you said you was in the background, so I know you done seen a lot of dirt and the grit, in the industry.
Yeah.
So tell me about some of the experience you have, or what you willing to share. I don't want.
I didn't got cheated out of multiple deals. I've turned down multiple deals because I didn't want to participate in free golf.
I thought I told you that we won't stop.
Yeah, you ain't want to
stuff
go
like
to
that.
Diddy parties.
I've been approached directly by executives, which is why I know the element of what they're saying about, for lack of a better word, how they saying, the Beavers when they were young and the this and that. I'm not speaking directly on Diddy's situation, but I do know about multiple situations to where, people are like, okay, if you do this, then I'll do this. If you do this, then I'll do that. And that's a real thing. So it was a couple deals, probably about 3 of them, that didn't go down because I didn't want to play on their side of the fence. So that's very real, which is coming out, with Diddy. But I've known a bunch of people inside that camp. So let's say I've been kind of telling people for 15 plus years how that was going down. I didn't go to the Cat Williams or the Jaguar Wright route, because it ain't like I never had no issue with Diddy personally. I never worked with him. I ain't gonna say I wouldn't, but I didn't. I wouldn't. I didn't want to, because I knew about certain things. But it's kind of just how it was.
Okay, so let me ask you this: with the whole situation, the blow up with Diddy and everything, how you think that's going to affect the music game right now?
Well, you see a lot of execs stepping down and stuff like that. All of that's for a reason. That's a lot of people that was culpable in that situation. If let's just say, for an example, if it was a problem and I had somebody come here and it's like, hey, Lotta, go open that door, bring them in. But when you bring them in, stand outside and make sure don't nobody get in here. And then I do whatever I do, good, bad, indifferent, whoop their ass, whatever. Yeah. Lotta is culpable because she, Lotta is culpable because he made it to where, she was in there, but whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but he was on the door. Yeah. So like you got Gene Deal, talking all this stuff about Diddy. You got old boy talking all this stuff about Diddy.
Y'all was there.
Y'all were a part of it too, which that's the thing that I, you can't really be deep in it and your hands be completely clean if you were like in it and around it. Like, I knew what parties not to go to. I had some OGs, that was deep in the game. Be like, look, you go to the after party, but you don't go to the after party. You go to the after party. You got to be ready for some, for some extracurricular stuff if that's what you're down with. So certain people like that I avoided, just working with. Period. And I knew people very, very close and could have. And I got approached with opportunities. It was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I ain't even want nothing to do with it.
Man, so let me ask you this. Now, I know you done heard, some of the Drake and Kendrick Lamar songs, and they back and forth rhetoric.
Coast niggas do phase, right? Come get this ass whooping, I'm handing them out.
You think the pay gon' let you disrespect Pop, nigga? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop, nigga.
First of all, who do you think won?
I think Kendrick won. By the way, I'm a big Drake fan. I do really love his work and his music. I do think that he underestimated K-Dot's capabilities and his K-Dot's willingness to go there, and maybe underestimated his rap skill a lot. The thing of it is oftentimes, like we know who was the juggernaut in terms of record sales and breaking records and all of this, and who got more money and all that, big bank take little bank type thing. But when you in the ring and you fighting skill for skill, and your bank account can't save you and your affiliations can't save you, you run into certain people like that will just chew you alive. They ain't got nothing to lose. I think that's kind of he bit a little bit off more than he could chew right there.
You heard about him suing Universal?
Yeah, I heard about that.
What you think he copping plea?
Well, let's put it this way. I'm going to reference, like you got people like Stephen A. got on his first take or his own personal show, like, man, that's the weakest thing I've ever seen in hip hop. Then another came, like things like that don't happen in hip hop.
Yeah.
Let's just say that wasn't
like calling the police.
Yeah, that wasn't hip hopish.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't do it. He got his reasons. I wouldn't co-sign it. Yeah, I don't like it.
I mean, I do feel like sometimes they put more money up and get the song playing more.
But the thing is okay, you can't speak on that when you're in the machine and you have benefited from the machine. Because if you think that they did that for K-Dot and didn't do that for Drake for a decade straight, stop it. Cut it out.
You tattletelling.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you lifting up the skirt of the industry and showing his panties, like, hey, because it wasn't just Kendrick, right? You was in the panties too. Any look, that's the whole thing. Like, because it was weird. I think they cited that it was like over $1 million spent on. Well, in the real game, we understand that these labels are spending $2.2 million and up for promotion on one single. Like it's been like that for over a decade.
Right.
Now, payola is supposed to be illegal, but they found ways to do what they do within the rent. I mean, just come on, man. It's the industry. Hey. It's always a way. So don't think that you're hearing 10, 15 different Drake songs trending all at the same time. And it's literally just because all of the fans just liked it. First of all, the label has to put up a budget to make sure that the songs are played at all of the P1 and P2 stations, the major stations, and all of that costs. Mm-hmm. Now they ain't not paying the record company to play my stuff, but they got it's loopholes, it's the advertisement, this and that. Those songs playing, all of that, somebody getting paid. Yeah. So all I'm saying is don't point at Kendrick for something that has benefited you for years. It's almost kind of like, oh, well, it benefited me. Now you're seeing kind of like the torch pass a little bit, and it's just like, oh, I don't want him to win like I won. That's yeah. Nah, I don't like that.
I found one thing weird. I was listening to the radio and I noticed they was playing Kendrick, They Not Like Us. Mm-hmm. And when you really listen to the lyrics, it's on, some of those things he's saying really kind of calling Drake out on some pedophile, you know what I'm saying? And then they turn around and they play a Drake song after that. You know what I'm saying? You think that got like a mental effect on the audience, or what you?
I mean, like? well, so if they really listen to it, Drake, he wasn't calling Drake a pedophile. He was just saying by guilty by association. You got Baca with you, and Baca got pedophile or pedophilic cases against him or whatever. So
Well, he did say you better not leave a little sister around him. You know what I'm saying? He implied. He implied.
He was implying different stuff, like basically that Drake like young women.
Yeah. Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
But it was, how he lyrically wove it together. It almost like, So, does it have a mental effect on the crowd? The thing is Drake is such a big juggernaut in the industry. I don't think that what Kendrick was doing was trying to take him down a peg or two, because that's not, you can't take Drake down a peg or two. He has a loyal cult following, so they're gonna follow and like what he do. I mean, hell, you got people that think R. Kelly, you ain't supposed to listen to that. But the people that listen to Kelly, they're gonna listen to Kelly no matter what.
Yeah.
So did it have an effect? I'm sure. How much of an effect? I don't know. You see the movie he making him with the lawsuit thing. It affected him more than I think it should.
Okay.
I mean,
that's real. That's real. Well, since we on courts and lawsuits and everything, Trump just won. How you feeling about that, man? Because we just got, Biden's still in office, but he on his way.
I'm gonna be honest. Just for me, it was a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
It's aspects that you would like about what Kamala was doing and what she was aiming for, and then I don't know. For me, did you see what Judge Joe Brown's man? Judge Joe Brown eviscerated her for like 3 hours.
She's always tried to do the casting couch.
Yeah, he did.
And it was like, if it was like, if 20% of that is true, oh my God.
Yeah, for real.
But good old Donald, like, see, I put it this way. They're friends of mine, are avid Donald Trump people, and they be like, oh, well, some people say racist, some people say this. Like when Trump was firing people on TV before he ever got in office the first time,
You're fired.
I wasn't a real big fan of Donald Trump.
Yeah, because he was an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an asshole, so it's not that I have a problem with an asshole, but then I say, well, he's a dick, and I'm like, well, I can be a dick too. So it's not that. It was just I don't know. It was just something about him that just irked my soul, right?
Yeah.
And so when he got in office, it was just like, eh. So he's in office again. Apparently, he's doing something right. I think it's ignorant of our people per se to have one of them to get back in office thinking he's gonna run another PPP or run another check or whatever. But I think some people's motivations were wrong with that. But hell, like you said, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah.
Somebody had to win.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I personally would have voted for Elmo. But Elmo wasn't on the ballot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you do the cartoon voices.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah. No, I'm a voice actor too.
Hey,
yeah,
okay.
I do plenty of them.
Man, speaking of acting, man, tell us about some of your movies. I know you got the wall with movies, shows. Like, tell me about your acting.
So what's crazy? Officially, I've been acting since 2016.
Okay.
I was in Redeemer. I dropped 2016.
Where can we find that?
Redeemer is on Amazon and Tubi. There was another one called My Hitters 2. I think that was viewed like 28 million times. That was my first death scene. My hair was shorter then.
Yeah.
I played the barber that got killed in that. I was also in Fake Friends. I played Roland in Fake Friends. It's another one. I'm in like 5 or 6 of them. Oh, Demented. Shout out to Big Von. Demented. The Jacket. I played Chicken Charles in that one. And man, I directed the Jackie Wilson story, Higher and Higher. That one's not out yet, but that was a very successful premiere.
Yeah,
I directed that one, and I also played Dizzy Gillespie.
Yeah, hey, you was acting like you couldn't hit that. No, I'm like, hey, we all know.
No, and I could have blew it down. Right?
For real, you could have blew him out the water for real.
But
what's your favorite role that you ever played?
So the thing is my actual favorite role, y'all haven't seen it yet. Me being Detective Tillman in Caesar and Ronan. I wrote the script for Caesar and Ronan. I'm directing it, acting in it. I'm really gonna enjoy portraying that role. As I was doing that, My brother, shout out to T Bush, because he plays Detective Mason there, and he said one key thing to me. He was like, "Man, you know you've been a director your whole life. You've been doing it for." And I'm thinking like, how is that possible? Because I only started in 2016. He said, "You don't remember when we was in children's church, and we'd be down in the basement when the adults was upstairs, and you'd be like, all right, so you Leonardo, you Raphael, you Donatello, you Michelangelo, you Stacy Jones, you Tracy, you
Ninja
Splinter,
Turtles.
you Shredder, and I remember that because I'd be like, all right, cool. So you're gonna fight the foot soldiers, you're gonna beat him, you're gonna knock him down, you're gonna do this, and then when you get the best of them, Shredder gonna come through and he gonna beat all y'all down, he gonna whip all y'all asses, and then right when he about to kill one of y'all, Splinter gonna come through and save the day, he gonna whoop Shredder, and boom, the end. All right, y'all ready? And go. And I would sit there and watch. I literally have been doing that my whole life. So it translated. I didn't have to go to school for it. I didn't have to do any of that. I've been a natural actor, been a natural director, and it's been translating on screen.
Okay. All right. So, what do you have like advice wise, like somebody that's trying to break out in the music industry or in the in the movie industry, the film industry, you know?
So, music industry, be authentic. I've worked with tons of singers through the years that were female who wanted to emulate Beyonce's vibe. They wore the hair, they wore the clothes, they did the runs, they did the vibrato, all of that, right? I tell them it would never, ever, ever, ever work in that way. I've came across rappers who, if you closed your eyes, you would think that it was Drake because they got his flow, they got his, his mannerism. I remember back in the day, there was this dude, he could rap so good, but when I tell you he sounded exactly like Jay-Z, and he was from Brooklyn. Um, I knew it wasn't gonna work then because it didn't work for him. He was super talented. What I learned and found that everybody has their own mountain, right? So Beyonce has her mountain, Drake has her mountain, Nicki has her mountain, Sexy got her mountain. You know what I'm saying? Meek got his mountain. Kendrick got his mountain. You can't go anywhere near the top of their mountain and plant your flag right here and be like, oh yeah, I'm kind of the vibe of that artist. Two things happen. You never get out from under their shadow. And even if you got the dopest record ever, they're gonna be like, yeah, but you sound like so and so. Ask Designer. No disrespect to him, but when Panda first came out, we thought that was Future.
Right. Yeah. No. For real. For real.
Until you seen the video, you're like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
So we were able to be fooled into that, but then no one cared about his second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th song. Name another one. I don't know. I don't personally know another Designer
It's
song.
Timmy
No knock to
Turner.
him. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Timmy Turner.
Yeah.
Timmy Turner.
Yeah. That's the
Right.
different Timmy. But
I know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
but
no, I feel it. That's how you remember
Yeah,
it.
that's how I remember it. But beyond that, I don't know a third
Yeah.
to 25th song. I don't.
Nah.
And you won't. So advice wise, when Beyonce first came out, I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna flip this around and ask you a question. Who is Beyonce 20 years prior? Tina Turner. 20 years.
Oh, you saying 20 years?
20 years.
Ooh.
That's
you
the
gotta
safe
give
space.
it a couple
That's
couple
the safe
decades.
space.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. The dude that sounded like Marvin Gaye recently.
Raheem Devon.
But it's a couple people. But
Yeah.
either way it go, that's 20 years.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
You can't. So B still doing her thing. There can't be another Beyonce for 20 years, or you. And this is no. I'm gonna say this name, but no disrespect. Chloe and Halle. Their vibrato sounded like Beyonce. Their runs, everything. They were signed by Beyonce, put out by Beyonce, co-signed by Beyonce. It ensured that they weren't going to be able to have the type of success that Beyonce had because Beyonce is still rocking.
Right. Right.
She ain't ready. She ain't put the scepter down yet.
Yeah.
So what made you think you would be able to be anything other than the byproducts of?
Right.
And the byproducts of don't necessarily get the proper shine that they're supposed to get.
Right. It's like
So
the off brand.
Yeah. You can't be the off brand act while they still active.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was like people that was signing to Jeezy, people that was signing to Tip. Until Jeezy and Tip sat all the way down, you wasn't gonna get no love really like that on ground. So unless you was left,
Right.
like shout out to B.O.B. B.O.B. didn't sound nothing like Tip.
Yeah.
So they were able to be, recognized individually.
Yeah.
While together. So be authentic if you want a chance to be in the game. There's a thing that's called synergy. You can take a piece of this, you can take a piece of that, and put it together. I just asked a rhetorical question. If someone was studying, if you took a piece of Macy Gray and a piece of Eminem and put it together, and that was an artist, what the fuck would that sound like? Who knows?
That would be crazy.
But it would be something that you never heard before.
That would be
insane. But I literally just picked two random people.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Gray and Eminem, those is two different. But to
what would Amy Winehouse and Sam Cooke sound like together if you smush them together? That would be crazy,
man.
So if you're aspiring to be an artist, don't listen to a Drake song and then do Drake vibe on that. Don't listen to Tank and then try to do Tank. Mix you with a couple of other elements, and really, you got to be a student of the game to be talented in this game. What I love about your music, you can keep it or not, is the fact that you a storyteller. I ain't ever heard nobody sound like you, but you got remnants of somebody that storytells literally on the level of a big. It's like a big. It's a Pac. It's a like how T Grizzly kind of like be telling.
Yeah.
But I can tell that you didn't copy, you didn't mimic from either one of them. It's just literally in your music.
Yeah.
So
that's what I grew up listening to, man.
Right. So you got that built from what you grew up listening to, but you took it and made it your own.
Oh yeah.
Everyone is inspired by someone.
Yeah.
And when I first was writing Babyface, he was a top writer out there at the time. I was like, I want to be a writer like Babyface, but I didn't listen to Babyface records and said I want to write in his style, because that would have limited me.
Right.
And it would have made sure that I never seen the light of day.
Right.
Because so I'm not Babyface. I'm a product of this and that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, what the fuck you need me for? You can go to Go to Babyface.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you gonna get Lyriq records when you work with me, whether it's production or songwriting. Be authentic. Acting wise, my advice for that would be the blueprint for every successful actor is in every film that ever exists, good, bad, or indifferent. You look at the great actors and you could tell the smoothness that comes from the Denzels, that comes from the Morris Chestnuts, that comes from those ones that played, the Tom Cruises, it was just like, oh yeah, we'll see about that. It was the smoothest. A lot of our people like they overreact, like yeah. Anybody can scream and be super mad, but can you? I wouldn't do that if I were you. And be ready to, when something like that said, it's like 10 people.
Chuck Norris
Exactly. Exactly. You surrounded by 20 guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what you want to do. You sure? You got to study the emotions. Every emotion that you've ever experienced. You've been hurt before. You've been happy before. You've been sad before. You've lost someone. You've been sick. Movies depict all real life situations and scenarios. So if you really think about it, how was I when this happened? How was I when that happened? When you got to play a drug dealer, if you never dealt drugs before, I guarantee you've been around 10 of them. Think about it. How do they move? Boom, put yourself in that scenario, that situation. And you should be able to play absolutely any role whatsoever. I do so many voices because I watched a lot of cartoons. I watched and studied, grandparents. I could turn into an old ass man just right now. Listen, listen. Bring your chair right on. Damn, what the hell? Right over here. Why? Because I done seen 80,000 old men do it. I just put myself in the mind that, So yeah.
Okay. Now I know you said you wrote a lot of movies and scripts and everything like that. What advice would you give to somebody that's looking to write their own projects?
make sure your dialogue is good, meaning you're back and forth, right? So real conversations, a person doesn't talk and then wait for the next person to talk and wait for the next person. It interchanges. So I personally hate watching shows. I won't say specific names, but it's some very, very famous people out there that I hate their dialogue so much. It boils my blood because it's just like, hey, Belada, how are you doing? Hi, Lyriq, I'm doing fine. That's good. So and so and so and so. So and so and so and so. Blah, blah, blah. I hate it. Please make sure your dialogue is good. Make it feel like natural conversation.
Yeah.
And if you're writing your own script, be open minded on how you're gonna make it happen. Be a student of the game. Look at movies that are award winning movies. Study. What was their dialogue? Now, if you went to school for it and they'll teach you certain things, but I'm a product and a living witness of the fact that you don't necessarily have to go to school for it if it's in you. You don't watch enough movies. You know what good actors sound like. You know what they look like. You know what bad acting is. So, and if you're not able to determine what good and bad acting is, you got to look at every movie that you watch from the watchful eye of actually learning. Like, this was a successful movie. Why? This movie sucked. What was so bad about this? Look at the ones with low. Oh yeah, I mean, you look on Tubi. That stuff that they making meme after meme after meme and all that for terrible acting. It was terrible acting. So
Okay.
be real with yourself.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take Melody because there was some intricacies in there.
That's a good pick.
That song was literally about my love for music and it had nothing to do with a woman. And that was one of the misconceptions because when it came out, MySpace was big at the time. So I remember getting a whole bunch of inboxes. Oh my God, my name is Melody. You wrote that song about me. You wrote that song for me. And it was like, no, I didn't. It's not even about a woman. And what was interesting about it was supposed to be Ray J's second single behind One Wish. If you go back and research it, when he pulled up to the girl's house before he started, as a matter of fact, when I said I love you first, before any of that, he flipped open his phone, said, calling Melody. Look it up.
Okay.
And they were kind of putting it together as if the woman that he was singing to through the window was her name was Melody. Song wasn't about a female. I just wish that I could hold you while you're slipping through my fingers. I said, while you're slipping through my fingers. Can't hold you because you're not a thing. You're a construct. As I'm playing the piano, I hear that sound that sounds so beautiful. That should have been a tip off that it had nothing to do with a woman.
Right.
Off Bell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. True. So, while you slipping through my fingers, as I'm playing the piano, I hear that sound that sounds so beautiful. I'm already wondering where you are, and it sounds like it's coming from my guitar. Right?
Yeah.
Everything is pointing to the fact.
It's
Melody,
music.
say that I love you, love you, love you. Melody, say that I adore you, adore you, adore you. Melody, say that I need you. You can call me foolish, and I might be, but I'm in love with the melody. Everything was about the melody, the song, right? Now, strangely enough, people still was thinking that it had to do with that. And the second verse, starting off, Donnie and Stevie, they could write you. Donnie Hathaway, Stevie Wonder. But you come humming in my ride too. As the music's playing in my radio, I hear that sound, it sounds so beautiful. It makes me wanna just embrace you, you. You're close enough that I can taste you. I know just where you are, cause you're right here next to me. All right, so I wrote that in a double entendre. For those who don't know what a double entendre is, that's when you write it in a way that it can be taken multiple different ways. Okay, it makes me want to just embrace you. You're close enough that I can taste you. Now, the music being so real, just I'm so full of it. It's so real I can taste it. Or, you know, if it's a female, boom, you can take it that route. So yeah, that's my breakdown of that record. Ironically enough, shout out to Ray. He named his daughter. Shout out to Melody with Princess Love. He named her Melody.
Hey,
So
that's what's up.
although the song was done all those years ago, 2018, he finally did a video to it, and he had the scrubs and the hat and everything, and he dedicated it to his daughter. So kind of like a musical godfather in that regard.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, thank you for being the first guest on Over the Head podcast. It was an honor to have you. You know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate it, man. And anything you got coming up that we need to keep an eye out for, or where can we follow you? You know what I'm saying?
I got a dope single that's gonna be coming called Rookie and the Vet. Rookie and Vet, that's one. I got one with me and Nisha and Shay called Nunu. It's coming. I got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm probably gonna wind up just releasing through soundtracks because I'm working on so many movies. And the TV series Caesar and Ronan, writer and director, actor in that one. Psychoria, shout out to Doc Lady, I'm directing that one. Man, I gotta look at. Oh, I'm on Love and Marriage Detroit. On the Oprah Winfrey Network right now. We in season 2. But yeah, Ice horror film, OMFs, that's a comedy. Chicken Charles, the creator. I'm the creator of that, the character I created. It's a film that's coming, so stay tuned. You're gonna see me in a lot of movies and much more music coming out.
All right, drop the Instagram. Where can we follow
Instagram, you? IAM_LYRIQ. That's the Instagram, and Facebook, Shine Lyriq Matthews, SEANLYRIQ
All right, man. And that's a wrap. Appreciate you.
For sure.